BMRforum.com and BMRodds.com. What is going on, boys? What is going on? Welcome back to episode number 51 of The Lobby. With me, as he is each and every great week, Mr. Donnie Rightside. What's up, Donnie?
Good to be back home here after a nice little Las Vegas Super Bowl 58 week out there. Bobby picked me up, white glove car service here, checked in. Everything was fantastic. It was a long week, but as I like to say, boys, I just wish it was a little bit more profitable my end because I did pick the San Francisco 49ers. I had parlays tied into them. Just win the game, baby. They were up so many. Oh, my goodness. The rehash of this Super Bowl certainly is going to catch me for some time, but we're looking forward to pitchers and catchers, college basketball, NBA. Life goes on after the Super Bowl. That's what's up.
Yes, that it does. That it does. And unfortunately, it's too bad it wasn't a better outcome for you, Donnie, but we'll dive into that here in a minute. Mr. Sam's in charge. What's up, Sammy?
What's happening, Bobby? And just like Donnie says, I'm already bored on Sunday. I don't even know what I'm going to do. You know, a couple tennis matches. I can't watch basketball for 9 hours commercial free, so I'm already bored on Sunday. Can't golf yet in upstate New York. So we're in that middle ground in between seasons here.
Yep.
Well, since you brought up NBA, let's dive right into it. Donnie, what do you got for us on the hardwood this afternoon?
Yeah, NBA game set. I don't like too much on college basketball. I think there are some shots on the NBA. And for Valentine's Day tonight, no better way to spend by yourself if you're watching NBA games. There's 13 games tonight, people. So for the people a little bit down on their luck, don't have anybody to spend it with the NBA tonight. 3 games I'm taking a look at, and I guess Sammy's not going to like this one. The Orlando Magic at home taking on the New York Knicks, who desperately need that all-star break this weekend. The Orlando Magic actually got rocked last night by OKC. I think they bounce back tonight. I'm going to lay the 3.5 points here and take the Orlando Magic at home. Game number 2, we'll take a look at the Miami Heat and the Philadelphia 76ers. Last time we saw the Sixers, guys, they actually knocked off maybe the hottest team in the NBA, the Cleveland Cavaliers. They're coming home to take on the Miami Heat. Still without Joel Embiid, but the Heat played last night in Milwaukee and boat raced the Milwaukee Bucks. I'm looking for maybe a tired leg team here in the Miami Heat coming into Philadelphia. I'll lay the 3.5 points there as well. Then we'll go out on the West Coast. Game between the Clippers and the Warriors. We know Kawhi Leonard's not going to play in this game. I like the way that the Golden State Warriors have been playing. Draymond Green is back. I'll lay the short line, -3 on the Warriors. So a 3-pack tonight for all those lovers out there looking to get down on some NBA action.
All right, good luck with those, Donnie. Sammy, I know you're not going to have a lot of it, but what do you have on the hardwood?
Yeah, so in reference to the NBA, they're going into All-Star Weekend, and they have, again, one of the worst lineups for the dunk contest. Names that are, not the big names that you are hoping for. I think the problem with the dunk contest now is that it's been going on for 25, 30 years, and there's not that wow factor. There's nothing new that people are doing from a dunk. Which isn't really their fault. It's just everyone has kind of done it already. So to kind of come up with something new and innovative has been a while since, Aaron Gordon was going under the legs and behind the back. But I really think they should end with a 3-point contest. That has been the most exciting part of All-Star Weekend the last few years. And then this year they are doing a special edition, Steph Curry versus Sabrina Ionescu, for a male versus female, the best of the best 3-point contest. So I really hope they find a way to end with that and not the dunk contest. But looking into tonight, of course, I got to go with the Knicks. Orlando's playing back-to-back. Knicks +4 against Orlando. I like Cleveland 9.5 home to the Bulls to bounce back. Again, they've won, I think, 17 of 19. And then I agree with Donnie taking Golden State over the Clippers without Kawhi Leonard.
All right, Sammy, good luck with that. And you did mention a little bit about skills competition. I don't think we touched on it last week. Let's dive into it for a second before we talk Super Bowl. Donnie, did you watch the Pro Bowl? What was your opinion on the whole skills portion of it, flag football portion? I think it was a little bit stupid in my opinion, but did you watch any of it? What do you think?
No, I can't stand it, Bobby, to be honest. So I'm in your boat here. And by the way, I was also in the boat for about 15 years saying we needed to cancel the Pro Bowl altogether because it's not real football. Do you remember the years where they didn't even tackle guys to the ground? Like Adrian Peterson would get a handoff up the middle, and what would happen? They basically just mush rush him and hold him up, and the whistle would blow. I'm glad the NFL did get rid of it, but also we don't need the skills competition. But again, me getting older into my 40s, it's not really my cup of tea. I don't know. Maybe if I was 13, 14 years old, I might enjoy it. But for my money, just do away with the Pro Bowl activities altogether. We would be just fine without those.
Exactly. Sammy, what do you think? Did you catch any of it?
Mhm.
Yeah, it's really interesting that NFL is the most popular sport in America, but they have the worst all-star game of all the sports. Everyone loves the baseball, the home
Yes.
run derby, the NHL
Uh-huh.
skills competition is fun. I just touched base on the three-point contest and the dunk contest. People look forward to that. Even though I don't love the dunk contest, I'm going to have it as background noise while I have two TVs going with something else. So the NFL produces the best sport popularity-wise, but the worst all-star. I didn't watch any of it.
All right, Sammy. Well, guys, let's jump into it. I know we're going to have plenty to talk about with the
Mm.
Super Bowl. First and foremost, Vegas, 185.6 million record breaking wagered on the big game. Donnie, I know was kind of heartbreaking for you. Let's dive into it. What do you have, and what do you think, overall of the game itself?
By the way, I tell you what's interesting about the week too. Like you talk about Vegas as that destination city. There's a reason why Las Vegas, even before any professional sports came to town, is a lively environment. You have thousands of hotel rooms right on the strip, beautiful places to eat, hang out, and you get a mix of everybody from basically across the world coming into town. As I was there walking the strip, one of the biggest events that week actually wasn't the Super Bowl before it took place. It was the Houston. It was the Houston. It was the Edmonton Oilers taking on the Vegas Golden Knights there as the Oilers were trying to win 17 straight games and set a record in the NHL. They weren't able to do that. But it wasn't that game that caught my eye. It was how many Edmonton Oilers jerseys were walking up and down the strip, realizing what a destination city it is. And later in the week here, you actually saw the San Francisco 49ers in mass. Now, granted, there were Kansas City Chiefs fans there, but for every five Chiefs fans I saw, there were 25 49ers fans, clearly dwarfing them. And they ended up not winning that football game. And I did bet them the San Francisco 49ers -1.5 to win the Super Bowl. I felt pretty up 10 points early in that game. But when you have a head coach like Kyle Shanahan not making the best decisions, maybe when it all said and done, the best quarterback of all time in Patrick Mahomes and Andy Reid calling a very good game, which includes Steve Spagnuolo, the defensive coordinator, it all ends in a Kansas City win. 2 weeks ago, I remember screaming at myself, going like, they have Mahomes. Just take the Kansas City Chiefs. And cooler heads prevailed on my side and said, you can't do that, Donnie. If you think the better team is San Francisco, you got to take them. And they ended up burning my pocketbook. I did cash in on a Christian McCaffrey anytime touchdown market here, hit a couple second half live props, but I had a few nice size parlays factored in, like Deebo Samuel getting more than 2.5 carries, which he got with a 49ers victory, which they did not get here. I had a couple options on the outside, Travis Kelce to go over his number, but also with a 49ers prop for them to win the football game. It was a shame the Niners couldn't get it done, but I got to say, if you're watching a Super Bowl and you want some entertainment, the game wasn't that great to start off, but boy, did it finish with a flurry, and I enjoyed it, even if, boys, I didn't win any money on that game, as it turns out.
And I said it before, and I'll say it again. As far as the Las Vegas comment you made to start that off, Donnie, you're
Yeah,
100% right.
yeah,
Even when the Raiders play out here, it's
crazy.
probably a good 30 to 50% visiting fans. I
Mm-hmm.
said it once they announced
Yep,
they were moving out here. It's going to be a big destination city for a group of fans, to come out and watch the games, especially on Sundays, come out for the whole weekend, go to
yep,
the game on
yep,
Sunday. And, now it's more along the pipeline. If they're
yeah,
talking about an NBA franchise expansion here to Vegas,
true.
I think that would be great. Sammy, how was your Super Bowl? How was the game for you? How was your props?
Yeah, overall, I had a profitable Super Bowl. I
Good
had
for you.
Kansas City to win as well as Mahomes for the MVP. It's funny that we mention it, that I think we all were in agreement last week that if Kansas City wins, Mahomes is MVP. And if San Fran wins, it'll be a role player. And I think everyone agreed that it would have been Jennings for MVP, who threw the touchdown and caught the touchdown. But overall, I did well. I had heads for the coin toss. I had over for the national anthem for some small action. For the game props, I had Mahomes over 1.5 touchdown, which obviously happened in the last play. I had Kelce over plus the Kelce alternate line over 89 yards. The only prop I lost was the under 2.5 turnovers, as there was 4 overall. But yeah, I mean, as far as watching that game, San Fran definitely dominated. They should have been up 17-3, 20-3 at half. But the fact that they kept Kansas City lingering and lingering and lingering, they found a way to win. I did like Mahomes post game when they asked if he's the greatest of all time. He says, "Listen, I have 3 Super Bowls and 3 MVPs, but my one loss was to Tom Brady. So it's hard to put him. It's hard to say that he's better than Brady when Brady beat him in the biggest game." And then other than that, as far as these squares, I lost on all of my squares. I wasn't even close. No scenarios. You're always thinking 3 scores ahead. All right, I have this box. Well, if this happens, this happens, this happens. There was no chance on any of my squares. So I donated on the squares, but I won on the props and I won on the game. So overall, a good and profitable Super Bowl.
Good. And Donnie, what did you think of that halftime show with Usher? I mean, I really enjoyed it. It was a throwback, to my childhood, growing up with a lot of those songs. Did you like it?
I loved it because Usher, as you said, Bobby, right in my wheelhouse. Now, maybe some of the kids say like, oh, I don't really know too many of his songs. Everyone, like his catalog is nothing but bangers here. And that's why he does have a Las Vegas residency, which ticket sales now going through the roof from what I hear, because he put on a great show overall. If you like his music, you certainly love that show. I just wish the DJ Got Me Falling in Love Again was one of the songs that he played, which he did not play. But again, you only get 13 minutes. You can't throw through for an hour and a half set here, making sure you release all the bangers. I really did, and so did my wife, enjoy the halftime show. No doubt about it, Bobby.
Sammy, I'm sure you did as well. What was your thoughts on it?
Yeah, I thought it was above average, not the best of all time, not the worst of all time.
True.
He's a performer, he's a dancer. It was pretty slow pace in the middle, but it definitely picked up. I didn't love that Alicia Keys was on. She had her own Super Bowl, so I didn't need that on there. But ending with Ludacris, Little John, the Yeah song, that is the song that is one of the top songs, the top,
dance songs,
bar songs, dance songs.
Yep.
So it was definitely above average. It wasn't the best of all time, but it was definitely a good show. I was happy with it. And like you said, all of some great college memories is listening to those tracks.
Well, since you brought it up, Sammy, best of all time. What was your opinion? Best of all time?
I don't really have that on the top of my head, but just in the last 5 years, I definitely thought that last year Rihanna's performance was good. I definitely liked the J-Lo and Shakira performance. I think Bruno Mars, I think we're talking maybe 10 years ago, Bruno Mars was definitely one of my favorite Super Bowl performances that I could think of. I wasn't really old enough for the Michael Jackson performance. I've definitely seen it on YouTube, but didn't watch that live, but he's definitely one of those top performers as well. But my generation, my last 10 years, probably Bruno Mars, or even the Weeknd performance was pretty interesting too.
Donnie, same question to you.
Yeah, there's been a lot of good ones in the past. And again, dating ourselves, the Michael Jackson one, certainly when it was out there at the Rose Bowl, was very, very good. Prince gave a couple good ones. I believe that might have been, I want to say, in Miami in the rain, which was really interesting. U2 gave a pretty good performance. But for me, I don't know, look, it sounds a little biased, right? 2017 Super Bowl there. Justin Timberlake was fantastic. Why? The Philadelphia Eagles won a Super Bowl. Of course, that was my favorite Super Bowl halftime show here. So there you go. Justin Timberlake takes the crown for DRS.
The PG-13 Justin Timberlake.
Yeah. No nipple releases on that one. No. Nope.
Well, guys, for everybody who is on X, on Twitter, and not following us, guys, wait to follow us. Wait till Friday about 1:30 where we are going to be releasing a post on X. Go ahead and give us a follow, give us a like, give us a retweet. It should be re-X, Sam, not retweet. It's not Twitter anymore. We're not going to dive into that right now. Make sure you follow us on there, guys, for a chance at $50 in cold hard cash. Now, Sammy, tennis, how you looking? How's the threat? What do you got tonight?
Yeah, tennis has been really good, real profitable week. I went 35-16 this week, so really starting to find myself a little bit. So up about 7 units in the tennis. So having a good week. Of course, ironically, I had a bad day today, but that is factored into this. So tonight we got a little Delray Beach action in Florida. We're going with Marcus Giron over Adrian Manarino, which is actually a rematch from about 5 days ago where Giron won in straight sets, who ended up losing in the finals to Tommy Paul. Giron's in great form right now, loving the hard courts. Are going to take him. And I like Taylor Fritz in his opening match -1.5 sets. And, you got 4 major tournaments right now. The women are in Doha, Master Thousands, down to the quarterfinals. The men are in Rotterdam, Buenos Aires, and Delray. And then a few weeks away from Indian Wells in California, then Miami. And then starting in April, we'll be back on the clay court.
All right, awesome. And what is your overall record right now?
137, 113 for plus 9.5 units.
Ooh,
all right, let's get it. Awesome.
Yep.
Awesome job, Sammy. Glad to hear that. And guys, if you haven't already had an opportunity to jump in to our poker event number 9 this coming Saturday. So make sure you jump in there. A lot of great opportunities still alive to get your hands on a Tournament of Champions ticket and to get one of the many baller coins that we are going to be giving out, not only for the Tournament of Champions, but for the weekly events as well. Donnie, college basketball, what do you have for tonight? How's it been for
Yeah,
you?
don't have much tonight. But by the way, yesterday 1 and 2 on my plays. I really liked Butler yesterday, getting 4.5 points going up against Marquette in the Big East. They only lost by 6 points, but again, doesn't cash any tickets there. I was able to hit on Iowa State, but also lost late night on BYU minus 11.5. The game was a 10-point game, which BYU was up with about 2 minutes to go. Wound up a 2-point game. So I actually lost money last night. Don't love a lot of games tonight. Not a deep card here in the top 10. One of the more interesting games, though, South Carolina tonight as a big dog here going up against Auburn. This is a team that's 21-3, boys, getting 11.5 points on the road. Now, handicapping it, it does lean towards Auburn, but doesn't that line tell you, boy, you better be taking the Auburn Tigers here at minus 11? Let's watch to see how that one plays out. If I had to bet it, I probably would go with the line and lay the 11.5 with the Auburn Tigers tonight.
All right, Donnie, thank you. Sammy, you got anything on the college hardwood this evening?
Yeah, you got another funky line with Detroit Mercy. That's what?
Yes.
0-26. That's minus 5.5 versus International University. What is it? International University of Purdue, University
Purdue,
International,
Indiana.
or something like
Yeah,
that.
ridiculous.
That's pretty crazy. But yeah, so if you're not following along the 613 unit contest, daily best bet thread been going on for a month and a half. Right now I'm in 6th place, plus 6.4 units.
Nice.
The River is currently in 1st place. The River at 25-10 plus 13.79 units. And the Boss is 2nd place, 17-5. So he does have to get a lot more plays in there to qualify, but he's 17-5 right now, plus 10 units. It's a 3-month contest. So it'll end next month, but it's pretty competitive in that middle bunch. And tonight I'm going with Seton Hall minus 3 as my pick in the contest. Seton Hall over Xavier.
Yep.
All right, Sammy. Good luck with that. And speaking of picks, guys, starting again on Monday next week, you have Streak of Fortune. 5 picks in a row, 5 winners in a row, get you $500. So make sure again you're following us on X for that. And guys, if you want some baller coins as well, make sure you follow us on X at BMR Reviews or follow us on Instagram at BMR_review. PM myself, PM Margini, PM somebody, and let us know that you are following, and we will make sure we get you some baller coins. But real quick, guys, before we get out of here this week, today is Valentine's Day. Donnie, let's start off with you. What is the Valentine's Day plans?
By the way, it's interesting because, I was asking people this earlier, like, what is the point of reference when a Valentine's Day with a significant other is on a Wednesday? Like, maybe if you're back in, like, college, it doesn't matter. You go out and take your date out on a Wednesday night. But for me, being a married guy, like, yes, you have the cards, maybe you have some chocolates, you have some flowers, but it's really a weekend thing. So my Valentine's Day, we're going out to dinner on Friday night, which is probably typical of most people at that point. I always find it interesting, but I guess there are people like, hey, we're true romantics of the moment, 7:30 dinner reservations midweek on a Wednesday. I like to say, you know what? Today is the holiday. Love you. I'll see you this weekend. We'll really enjoy some time together and go out to eat. That's my play here. So tonight, not much going on. This weekend, yeah, we'll bump it up a little bit and have some nice dinners.
Very nice. Not a lot going on tonight for me either. The wife is actually a little bit mad at me. She threw this at me. She threw this at me last week, Sammy and Donnie. She wanted me to ask her if she will be my Valentine. She kept going on about it throughout the week. When will you ask me to be Valentine? When will you ask me? Well, unfortunately, boys, I didn't ask. I didn't ask. I'm married.
I met you last week. Yeah, I should have helped grease the skids there for you, Bobby. Helped you out a little bit last week.
He did, but I what? I said to her, I said, we're married. I bought you a nice card. I'm going to give it to you. I shouldn't have to ask you to be my Valentine. It's not like we started to date, So, I'm maybe in a little bit of the doghouse for that. But this weekend, we actually got a couple hotel nights reserved at the Mirage out here. We're going to be seeing George Lopez on Saturday night. Really funny comedian. So we're excited for that. And Sammy, Valentine's Day plans? I don't believe you're seeing anybody right now. So what's on the agenda for tonight? You going out? You hitting the bar? You hitting up Tinder, Hinge, Bagel Meets Coffee? What's the story here?
Bumble.
Yeah,
Bumble?
just like Donnie said, it's a Wednesday. So as a 33-year-old, I work the next day at 8 a.m. So the days of me being hungover at work are farce in between as they used to be. And if I am hungover, it's probably a Saturday or a Sunday. I
Right?
definitely miss when I was 20, 21 years old in college, and I'd wake up with 5 messages from single girls saying, "Hey, we're all going out tonight, right?" And I'm just like, "Yeah, let's go. I got my guys, and you got your girls. Let's meet up downtown and let's have a night."
Right?
Now,
Yep.
I'm 33. Everyone's married. Everyone's got kids. You know what I mean? So nothing really. I threw out a couple fire messages today. But sometimes when single girls, they don't like being hit up on the Single Awareness Day, so you kind of let them be. And nothing crazy tonight. Going to watch some games, watch some tennis, making some tacos. Just another night for me.
Way to
Just
do it.
another. Yeah, nothing crazy.
All
But yeah, when
right.
it comes to you, Bobby, you might not have said, "Will you be my Valentine?" But it sounds like you got a weekend planned. You're going to the Mirage. You're going to George
Yeah.
Lopez. So you took care
Making
of her,
up for
just
lost
like
time.
Donnie's
Yeah.
doing.
Yep.
Donnie's not doing anything today. He's going out the
No.
weekend. Same with you. So I think you're doing the right thing here.
Yep.
Exactly. I think so as well. But happy Valentine's Day to everybody here at BMR. Best of luck on all your romance and best of luck on all your wagers this coming weekend, guys.
Fantastic. See you, boys.